Disney Infinity.
Jenny, your camera is like, can you like rotate your camera down a little bit? Because like it's way over your head right now. There you go.
There you go.
That's
Nailed
better.
You are a burpy boy today.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens when you take
He's a little gassy Gary.
Psychedelics make you
Last
burp?
time I took psychedelics, I just got itchy.
Well, my face was really flushed earlier, unlike now.
Okay. Well, luckily you can't tell because of the blinding light that Phil shoots in front of both your faces. So
It blocks the obvious pimples, so it's fine.
Yeah.
yeah, just totally.
Whitewash.
Oh, it doesn't whitewash.
I need that light today, please.
It's okay. I took the psychedelics early in the day.
Just put like a
Only a little
Band-Aid
bit.
there and say somebody hit you. Boom. Problem solved. So you got into a
Okay.
fight. Boom.
There are two chonkies. What's up, Forging Winton?
Too chonky. Hey, Bean.
Oh my god.
He's the upside down chunky.
Oh. From the chunk side down.
Come from a land chunk under.
I approve of all those jokes.
You get to now speak for an entire nation.
Excellent.
He'll get to report back to the rest of that country that we do, in fact, fake our roles, since they are the ones that think we do.
We've had a fight with Australia for about 4 years now.
Well, to be fair, they think our rolls are fake because all their rolls are upside
Opposite.
down.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
We got a 2-star review from Australia that I have not let go.
Right. Tell me, I probably know the guy. There's only 10 of us.
It's mostly sheep.
Gary from Melbourne.
It was Alan Franklin. I don't know,
Oh, right.
but spelled with an A.
that asshole.
Yeah.
We all hate that guy.
Big Jam coming in hot, dropping dimes.
Sadly, those don't count for the lone survivor because we haven't.
We haven't started the episode.
Whoa!
Thanks for your money, asshole.
T. I guess
Toy
that's
power.
Do not call me number with a 666
Fuck you,
prefix.
Chonky.
Oh. They meant to
Don't
call
talk
me.
about our guests
Sorry.
like that, Jim. Nice.
All right, are we ready?
Oh, speaking of calls.
Ready, Freddy?
Oh, hold on. Jenna's gonna call.
Sorry. It's my work phone.
Hey, we're
It's
all
fine.
recording on Roadcasters, aren't we?
Noise.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at us.
Sure. We're so
Look at us.
professional.
I just bought the thing that Phil told me to.
At gunpoint.
Get it.
We
want us to be
got
successful.
out.
I don't have a job.
Do you want me to hit you again? Get it.
You hear the click.
What's cheaper, that or the hospital bill?
Well, this is America, so
The Roadcaster. You can buy like 8 of them.
Just to get to the hospital.
Yeah. I can't wait to see what my dad's hospital bill is going to be.
Well, he
Jesus.
didn't take an ambulance, so
But they sat him in that emergency room
only
for
40
4
grand.
hours.
yeah, only 40 grand. Yeah.
How many Tylenol did he have?
Well, they
120
gave his
bucks
eye an ultrasound because he lost the vision in his one eye. That's why we
That's not
went.
good.
So they gave it an ultrasound. They tried using an eye gun on it, but couldn't figure out how that worked.
What?
I don't
It
like
looked
any
like
part
a
of this.
what in
I'm
the
done.
American
No,
hell is
I'm
that?
done.
It looked like
No.
like a speed gun that cops have,
Now hold still.
and you stick it on their eye. It's got like a. Remember how cameras used to have that little rubber thing on the end? It's like a square with like ridges.
Stare down my barrel
And
real
you
quick.
stick it in their eye,
Sorry, it's my doctor's gun.
and they're like, "That's blurry. Is that a vein? I don't know."
It's the
Have you ever
doctor for
been
It has to be a gun.
TF2.
Yeah. So
But tell them what they saw when they looked inside your father's eye.
Oh, well, when they used the eye gun, they couldn't see anything because it was too blurry. So they're like, I think that's a vein. Let's just do an ultrasound. So they just covered his. He looked like a horse jacked off into his eye sockets. And then they did an ultrasound on his eyeball. And they're like, it looks fairly normal. Hey, look left or right. And then when they did, you just see all these like nerves sloshing around because they had detached.
What? Okay,
That's why he
no,
couldn't see because they
no,
just just
I'm done.
just detached, and they were just
No. They were
just
swimming around in there like a
loose spaghetti
yeah.
behind his
Yes,
eye.
he literally had an eye full of
You've
spaghetti.
got spaghetti eye.
No.
He got spaghetti in your
You've been
eye.
eating mamas.
Goddamn
Venturas.
spaghetti eye.
Oh,
Steve has the most serious face right now. He is not amused.
he's
By
looking at
spaghetti
I mean,
eye.
in his defense, he's looking at porn.
This is just my resting face.
He's like, spaghetti eye is no laughing matter.
I haven't had a drink in
my
12
father had
days, so I'm very
spaghetti eye.
serious.
How the fuck do you do that?
Because I'm not, because I'm fat.
Doesn't stop me, baby.
Go chunk or go home.
It's weird because I don't drink that much, and I'm down 13 pounds.
Well, there you go.
Shut up, Dennis. Nobody asked.
Good job, Dennis.
Thanks, Steve.
I just eat hot dogs and don't weigh myself.
I ate a family-sized spaghetti
Same.
yesterday.
All I could think about was eyeballs
Spaghetti
the
go
whole
like this.
time.
That's spaghetti, right?
Oh.
It's gluten-free. It's healthy.
It's gluten-free, so it's
gluten-free
healthy.
fettuccine. Previously on Botched.
Skabooched.
Fleeing fungal fugitives force their way into Funland, attempting to ascertain an aggressive Aussie's address. Shall the surgical serum strike squad succeed? Find out tonight.
Hey, well done.
Yeah, it's good.
Way not to stammer through it.
I did it.
Like our
Hey,
outro.
Yeah, you didn't
Well,
drink.
welcome back, listeners, to episode 50 of Botch Podcast Season 6. We're going to jump right to it. The party's heading east to a...
You're not.
Yep, all right. I tried.
I was like, no, let him run with it. Let's just see how far he get. No. So we're actually going to kick in quite a bit after we left off last time because you guys were in Amarillo, Texas at the Wonderland amusement park. One of your fellow members died, but you did get the coordinates. Well, actually two, since Portia is blown up again.
Rip.
But so you actually got the coordinates for where you're supposed to go. So you started to head in that direction. However, when you guys come to a rocky ridge line, and you can look out over the area ahead of you, and it looks like a small town, but there is a couple levels of tall barbed wire fence just encompassing this entire small town, and then a lot of the area behind it. You could see dilapidated old those wind turbines. Some of them are in okay shape, but other ones, it looks like it's just the tower in the middle and none of the blades or whatever. You also see towers behind the fence, like dotted around the landscape as the fence wraps around. And it looks as though there are some fun dead in the vicinity, like just in random spots around the fence, but really around that small town. But there, you can see that there's fairly constant gunfire from towers that are right around that town. You also see there are flamethrowers. It looks like there might even be almost like a moat or something like that they're like letting the fun dead fall into and then just easy flaming them over and over again. So that's what you see in the far distance, and it looks like there's only one way into this small town. It looks like it's a highway, but it's got a big gate on it. It's got numerous towers, numerous guards, things like that. And that's what you see as far as where you guys are trying to go. Now, as far as who's still here, I think it's just Hank, Chunk, and Lauren, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I feel like we're in a tower defense game.
Sure.
This is what happens when privatization of the prison system goes crazy. Criminals living in suburban comfort even during a zombie apocalypse.
Roll me a perception check.
Natural 20.
Chunk, you hear what sounds like applause and like hooping and hollering, you would say. And your eyes sort of like move in the direction of where you're hearing that. And it looks like there's an old, dilapidated...
Run down.
Sure, rundown.
Ramshackle.
Looks like an old airfield. And it sounds like the noise is coming from there. It doesn't sound like fun dead. Because like I said, it sounds too...
But they're having fun.
They're having fun.
With the dead?
But they're not dead. So they're just
Maybe
fun.
they're having fun
Fun alive.
Maybe.
at like a dead show.
Maybe. But this rundown airfield is also not in eye line of the town or anything like that. So it's kind of off by itself where nobody can see anything.
I really missed the opportunity to play a deadhead, somebody who is just so in love with zombies and follows them around
It's not too late.
state by state.
Oh my
You're right.
God.
You're right. It's not too late.
Well, you'll get a chance. I'll kill off your character in this 2 episodes, and then boom, you get another one
All
for the
right.
last one.
Okay, I like that.
Spoilers.
Lauren,
Spoilers.
What do you mean
Hey.
spoilers?
There's only 3 episodes left.
We
I
record.
really gotta accelerate.
There's
My
52 weeks in
character
a
line.
year. So yeah,
I've got a lot of bits to get out.
don't forget about that donkey farm, Hank. Going to a donkey farm.
Demonic beasts.
Yeah.
I have Equus
Take 2.
Okay.
No.
Good talk.
All right, he's got it. Let
No,
it-
I don't.
Nope. All
I gotta
right.
look it up.
You
Gone.
also see that there are a couple vehicles. Looks like fairly sizable trucks down there next to the airfield as well.
are they army looking?
It looks like they might have been at one point, but they've sort of been changed. Like basically somebody took the back of a bus and put it on the back of this troop carrier. So it looks like they hodgepodged this thing together.
It's either the police or homeless people.
Could be. And you see some pickup trucks down there as well.
It's probably rednecks, though. Like either
Who
way.
doesn't like a good technical?
Are we going to that place?
Yeah, let's go to the party.
Okay. So you guys
Okay.
trundle on down that way, and I'm going to say that it's about a half-mile walk. And as you approach, that sound is getting louder and louder of the cheering, and it spikes at certain spots, but you have no context as to why.
Yeah.
Exactly like that. And as you make your way up to there's a hole in the side of the building, so you can just look in. Looks like there's a crowd of 30, 40 people and what looks to be a makeshift wrestling ring. And there is a fairly disheveled gentleman in like a cloak, but he's got like cat ears and like leopard print like Speedo and like, but they look like tattered and run down. Like this is like an old suit that someone has just kept around, and they are just wrestling in the center of the ring with somebody else. And every time there's like a throw or a punch or a kick, the crowd of 30 or 40 people just goes crazy.
I'm going
Never
in.
mind. We don't need to be here.
Are there any high flyers? Somebody like jumping from the top rope, doing crazy flippy tricks?
A
I don't
people's
know.
elbow, perhaps.
Does the person do that?
The person you're referring to is Chonky McClunky, the greatest wrestler in all of Texas. My signature move is the honka stonka, if you must know. Excuse me, I need to get back to wrestling. Oh, yeah.
And with that, we'd like to introduce our super special guest, Frank. Say hello, Frank.
Hello, this is my actual voice. I am from the land down under,
Yeah.
but for the purposes of this, I will probably sound like Strong Bad for a lot of it.
It's fine. It's totally fine. You may know Frank from Toy Power. We are so happy to have you on here, especially towards the end.
Cue applause.
Cue applause. Who are you wrestling against?
Cue applause. It's like applause for
I'm-
Q1.
I'm wrestling against one of these local ruffians who, he's trying to like take my title, even though there are no titles anymore because of the Duke. But we don't talk about the Duke. We don't talk about him. No, I am wrestling with a guy called Falcon.
The Duck.
And Falcon the Duck. That's right. And me being a cat guy, clearly, I mean, look at this impressive outfit. I don't like the birds. The birds, they're bad. They're
Sure.
bad for you. So I honka stonk at him, and it's game over, baby.
What is honka stonk? Can you describe
Honka-stonker.
this move to me?
Describing my signature move that I totally just made up. Okay, it's
The honkastonk cannot be described. It can only be experienced.
you have to see it to believe it. Yeah, take the red pill. And the honka stonka is, well, I can't do it anymore because I used to do it with my partner, Plonky. He is no longer here, so I cannot do my signature move, and it makes me sad.
So you're basically part of a tag team and you had one move, which was a tag team move, but now you wrestle solo, so you have half of a signature move.
Correct. I am just.
He's 0
I'm just a
12.
honker.
He's always-
He's 0 12.
Sure,
He sets him up and no one knocks him down.
sure. Roll me,
Except for Hank.
roll me an athletics check with disadvantage, Chonky.
Which
I'm talking about Chonky and not you.
Chunk. Okay.
Disadvantage means you roll a d20 twice and take the worst one,
but you get to add your modifier.
but you do get to add your athletics modifier.
Stand by. I roll 15.
Okay. So even with your disadvantage, you do pretty well. So you do you go to do the honka-stonk, and you sort of bounce off the rope, which it's not a great rope because, like I said, it is a makeshift ring. So you sort of barely bounce off of it, and then you flip up in the air and go sideways, almost like a missile kick, but you're going around the back of the guy. And you grab onto the arm. Now, normally the way this move would work is your partner would be doing the same sort of move, but from the front, and you'd spin around and then basically like drive him into the ground.
What about Hank, who's running in to spear tackle him at the same time? Because I said I'm going in.
Roll athletics then, Frank.
Hank,
Sorry.
Oh.
I've got a score. 11.
Okay,
I'm 55.
so when Chonky goes
I've
to
got
do
turf toe.
the honka-stonk, is that what it is?
Honka stonka.
Honka-stonka. You end up spinning him around, and Hank goes into the ring, which causes a few boos, but then spear tackles the air, just flies right back out the other side of the ring into some onlookers.
Like Raiden from Mortal Kombat? Cool.
Yes, a little bit like that, but clumsier, not nearly
Fatter.
as cool. Also fatter. You, because of your momentum, you don't actually pull off the honka-stonka, but you do sort of cause your opponent to flip around, and their face smashes into the makeshift. What is that called? The corner bits.
Turnstile? No.
Turnstile?
No.
What is it called?
Turnbuckle?
Post.
Yeah,
It's not a
turnbuckle?
post.
Turnbuckle sounds right.
Yeah, turnbuckle sounds right.
For what's called
Fatty
turnbuckle?
Arbuckle.
Yes, Patty Arbuckle.
Fatty Arbuckle.
Fatty Arbuckle.
John Arbuckle.
So your momentum actually sends this guy flying into the turnbuckle or patty, whatever the thing he said
Paddy
was.
wagon.
Paddy wagon. And because it was so makeshift, it's not really well put together, and he ends up smashing his face into it, and it dislodges a little bit, and he flies over the side, and you can all hear this loud, audible pop as you're pretty sure that he's dislocated something. And he just waves away like, I'm done, and he's just slapping the ground with his other good hand. He's like, I'm out, he wins. And the crowd's, and most of the crowd is cheering. There's some people that are like, this is bullshit. I wanted to see a honka-stonka.
Turnbuckle.
Turnbuckle,
Yeah.
all right.
There you go.
So yeah, Chonky, you are victorious.
Did we look at the same turnbuckle page? Because mine was like a metal screw that you use.
I typed in wrestling ring corner name.
Ah. I just Googled turnbuckle. It didn't come up with that.
He Googled it like an idiot, and Google knew what he meant.
Yeah, those are the best Googles.
It does have the best search algorithm.
Am I Pergonet?
I'm pretty good at Google searching.
Yes, you are pertinent.
Pertinent.
So yeah,
Once again, Chonky is victorious, but it is a sad victory, for I am without my partner Plonky. But I'm still pretty good. Pretty good. I'm
One
gonna go
punch
have a-
man? I won again.
boring. So yeah, so as soon as the fight is over, you get a couple people waving at you and whatnot, but then the money's being collected between everybody, and then everyone sort of files back out to the bus truck, and the person that you're familiar with that collects the money, he comes over and gives you a cut based on what you did. So he gives you a couple $100.
Duke Bucks? or
Hold
what?
on. Is this a touring show?
Chonky, do you want to explain why you're wrestling out here away from town?
Well, you see, it's a sad tale. It's a very sad tale. I used to wrestle with my brother Plonky, but the Duke who owns all of Texas, he's a bad guy. That bad guy. P.S. is a wrestling industry term. You will learn it. It's fine. He outlawed wrestling in all of Texas.
What?
I know, right? Like Texas of all places.
What about arm?
What about arm?
Arm wrestling.
Oh, arm wrestling. Oh no, that's still fine. That's still fine. But me and my brother Chonky, we're very successful. We ran this town. We were celebrities. Everybody loved us. And but then the Duke, he heard about our success and he saw my brother and he made him an offer he couldn't refuse. You know what I'm saying? He said, Plonky, you come work for me. You come run my donkey farm. And you will be my personal bodyguard. And Plonky, he did not want to go, but it was really good money, right? I told him, I said, Plonky, no, this is bad. You stay with me, stay with the family. But then when the Duke he outlawed the wrestling, we had no choice, no money. Now I wrestle illegally. Like if the cops come here, I'm totally boned. So, you know, we travel around. We take this crazy army bus thing to wherever the fight takes us, just so I can survive. I hate that Duke. I want to kill him, but my brother protects the Duke. What's a Chonky supposed to do?
So you're saying if someone exterminated all the donkeys, you could have your brother back?
Well, there's no farm for him to look after, right? So
yeah. And the world will be rid of that menace. The donkey menace.
Yeah,
The
I
burrow
don't like
bandit.
Le burro banditas.
Sure.
Okay.
So, Chonky, you know that you have a little bit of time before, you know, the bus is going to head back into town. So you got to get all cloaked back up so you can hide, you know, so nobody knows your dirty secret of you wrestling in secret. Also, so while Plonky does technically run security for the farm, he also oversees the entire town of Mart, Texas. That's where you guys are located, Mart, Texas. And so it is heavily policed, and it's basically martial law constantly. And Plonky oversees everything. And Plonky, he used to be a pretty nice guy, but these days he's just sort of I don't know, just cold-hearted, ruthless bastard. Just like the Duke is turning him into somebody he never used to be. So it's breaking your heart, Chonky, but you've had to watch it slowly over time as your brother is corrupted and made an awful person.
Poor Plonky.
Sure.
I pine for you.
And then meanwhile, in the crowd, there's some random dude who looks like he's selling frogs or something to people.
Oh, Deadass, come
What?
on, dude.
How did you want to introduce your character?
Not giving away the punchline to my joke.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Obviously. Yep, there I am, selling things.
Sure. There's somebody secretly selling items of an unknown origin to people around the ring. Chonky knows this guy as... No one knows your name but you.
Sorry, I thought you were still talking. Yeah, my name's Chet Myers. You know, it's not that I'm selling things, I'm trading. I'm a day trader. You know,
Hey, Jet, how's it going, man? Did you enjoy the show?
Chonk got another good fight. Another made a couple new coins on that. I'm happy to see that you won again. Yeah, ever
what
since
I do, man.
yeah, I know it's what you're doing. I appreciate you doing it well. Ever since the American economy has collapsed, the only thing that's viable and still lucrative is NFTs.
Huh? Oh.
I trade in NFTs.
Yeah.
It's non-fungal toads. That's right.
Oh.
Everybody is still trying to get their hallucinogenics on, and since you can no longer take mushrooms because you cannot see who is a fungi and not a fungi, poisonous toads have been quite the economy and well traded. That's right. I trade in cryptoad currency. And if you're looking for uppers, downers, whistlers, pisslers, TikToks, and mock knocks, I got what you need as long as you can trade with me.
So wait, you got toads, but he's getting money. What kind of money does he have?
I mean, that's you got. I don't dabble in other people's business. I am in a Dow. It's called the Upside Dow. We trade in stranger things around the U.S.
Are you a father?
I mean, we're all a father to something around here, yeah? I mean, if you're not a father of... I look after these little... Here, let me show you. And I take out this old person's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday pill bottle. Mm-hmm. And I'll show it to an old Hank. See now, look. And I open up each one, and it's got little discs, almost like Mentos in them. These are my Kermit coins. Now you see how they're different colors? Mm-hmm. That's different species of poison extracted from different South American dart frogs.
All right.
Each one of them will do something a little bit different depending on what you're looking for and what kind of hallucinogenic trip you want to go on, brother.
What's the darkest place you could send somebody?
Oh, to hell. Straight to hell.
Well, by toad poison.
Well, you know what? It all depends on, you are a little bit heavier than most.
Yeah,
I feel
stout
like
man.
You are it looks like you have drank many stouts in your day. Didn't ask how virile you were, but I could smell the testosterone on you when you approach me, good sir.
He would make a pretty good wrestler, I'll tell you what.
Yeah. Not with arms like that. They seem a little weak, but that's fine. You know what? I got two. These see this one that's got like it's red and white.
I just want to put it on my boar spear.
No. These are. I'm not going to trade with you. I don't think that you have anything worthwhile for me to trade for.
Now, Chet. Suppose I don't want to buy a whole toad's worth. Do you sell by the lick?
Well, I mean, I don't sell these. You know, we got to trade. You got to trade one for one. You know.
Okay, I would like to trade money to you for some drugs.
Money has the money holds no value. Good sir, I don't know.
What about bullets?
Why am I doing all this wrestling for money with no value?
Chonky, I don't know what you're doing with what.
Some places like the paper money for the nostalgia. But for the most part, you can't be given like an actual currency because then people will know what you're up to. So
maybe it's fiat currency. I don't know.
Yeah. It's FOMO.
But it's what you wanted to trade bullets. I don't use bullets. I have a dart gun with different poisons on them. And this machete that I've had since I was a young lad, so I could chop through the Amazon to find different frogs and harvest their poison.
Huh.
I'm no longer interested.
All right.
So, you guys, so Chonky and Chet, you're familiar with how the ride system works here, so you know you guys have to get on that truck pretty quick.
I thought it was a bus.
Truck bus. It's a truss.
It's a school bus, but they cut the roof off of the back, so it's like a flatbed bus truck.
Well, I was thinking more of like a military truck
Transport.
that they took the back end off and put the back half of the bus on.
Hot tub? I'm getting in.
Ooh.
Sure.
Hot tub?
Now Chonky typically rides in a secret compartment because if the guards see him coming and going, then they're going to know what he's up to. Plus, he's always wearing that wrestling outfit, so he'll be breaking the law technically and could be killed. So,
is he a luchador?
Kind of.
Well, I'm asking him.
He lives a dangerous life.
It is a dangerous life, so I have to wear the mask and the costume and the cat ears because as I said, I'm a cat guy.
Meow.
But yeah, I wear this cloak half the time because the people they still recognize me.
El
And then they go
Gato the
report me-
Destroyer.
So they go report me to my brother Plonky, and I cannot have that. I cannot have him know that I am ashamed and wrestling for fake money. So
Chonky and Chet, roll me intelligence or history.
We all have to suffer for our art, Chonky.
15.
14.
Okay, both of you immediately recognize Chunk Gunderson as somebody who is like a priority suspect that the town of Mart is constantly on the search for, and literally they have orders to shoot on sight.
Are you sure they don't recognize me from Texas Public Access?
Probably
in the
that
90s?
too, but also there are literally signposts all over the town of Mart.
Wait, were you the Law Hawk?
The Texas Law Chunk.
The Law Chunk.
Wait, is that
Fat folds of justice.
We'll take 72 ounces of sirloin as payment for public defense.
Yeah.
Hey, Chet, are you seeing this guy? The guy over there on the left. He looks a bit strawby. Is that the chunk guy they're always looking for? Chunk?
Yeah, it could be Mr. Gunderson. I don't. Well,
What?
Chunk, did he look? Perception.
He's like right there. He just asked you
He's
about the
literally
frogs.
like in
I
front of
was
you.
just talking.
Did he
to
look
you.
at me?
Sorry.
I've been staring at you the whole time.
I might have taken a handful of Harley Quinn poison dart juice.
Okay.
I mean, it just makes me see the world in dark overtones, and it's hard to see what's going on. It's kind of like a filter, like a
Snapchat.
like a Zack Snyder is how I see the world now. Right?
Sure.
And these Harley Quinn-esque poison frog juice.
Mm-hmm.
You're Chunk Gunderson. Of
Yes.
the Gunderson, like the Gunderson.
Is there another?
I mean, statistically, yeah, there's probably a couple.
Why do you want to know?
Not true. I killed them all because they were all infringing on my copyright.
Well, I guess that's why they got so many wanted posters up of you. In the
Oh no,
town
this
world.
was long before the apocalypse.
Well, I'm just saying the city we live in is called Mart.
Yep. Mart.
Mart, they got your photo, your picture all over the place.
What'd you do?
What'd you
Let's
do?
leave. Let's leave.
Wait,
Well, I
Chuck, have you ever seen
I
Harry
can't go
Potter?
back to jail. I
The
don't
Deathly
belong in
Hallows?
there.
Well, it's not that you're going to go prison. I mean, prison is just a construct that's made by man to. No, they're going to murder you.
Spoken quite clearly, like a man who's never done 6 months with Martha Stewart. The things that woman did to me. I'm not
sorry,
coming
I
back.
didn't realize that you were putting in Camp Cupcake up there in North New York. Now, I've done time down in Guatemala for a little bit, but I mean that's between me and my lawyers. I can't really continue talking about an ongoing investigation of frog smuggling.
They only let us go home on the weekends, Chet.
To your chateau?
Oh, I'm sorry. You got somewhere to go? You had somewhere to go?
Well, yes, I had several mansions.
Well, all right, Mr. Gunderson. Well, I mean, I'm just trying to say that there's like posters that said "kill on sight."
The toasters toasters told you to kill me?
This
He
was
did-
deep in the
He did take a lot of frog venom.
the
You need to
Guatemalan
stop
insane
eating that
asylum.
Well, I
frog
mean,
venom.
they got a lot of different things that got your pick. Like, yeah, like they have these custom made toasters that when the toast pops up, it's like a little wanted poster.
Kill Chunk!
It
Kill
says
Chunk.
Okay.
"Kill Chunk
Chad,
Gunderson."
Chad, put the frog down. You've had too many chocolate frogs today.
No,
Okay.
It's the brave
I
little
don't want
poster
one of those
toaster.
toasters.
brave little poster.
I will
What if we
take my
shaved his head and
tie.
then punch him in the eye so we
I
can't
have a
recognize him?
foolproof plan for disguise here. I'm going to take my tie and wrap it around my forehead.
I mean, if you
That's
want
gonna work.
if you want to
yeah.
assault the man, we can. I mean, I'll turn my back so I got deniability.
Shave his head.
Oh, will you though? Like for real?
Oh, like he's totally unrecognizable.
Now you just look like Rambo, Mr. Gunderson.
Oh, don't tell him that. No.
Absolutely perfect.
I suggest we also give him a black eye.
Can do.
All right, I'm gonna grapple Chunk Gunderson. So,
And I'll assist.
so my
Hold him
friend-
down so you can beat
Chunk-
the shit out of him.
You get advantage because I assisted.
Okay.
That's
I'm
terrible.
gonna
That's
bum
a
a cigarette
14.
from somebody so that I can enjoy this.
Chunk, roll a
Opposing strength.
strength or
Or
dex.
10.
You are being held back by two people as Chonky McClunky is making
Why?
his way over to you.
My
Chonky,
disguise is perfect. Stop drawing
Trying to
attention
save
to
your
me.
life.
roll an attack with advantage.
Now, Mr. Gunderson, I can tell you that he's got the same punch strength as a medium heavyweight champion boxer. So this will probably just be. You ain't gonna feel too much.
Give him the Owen Wilson nose.
Oh, 19.
Oh yeah, you roll.
D4, D6. He's a wrestler.
That's true.
Yeah, if
Give
he's
me
a martial class, it is a D4.
Okay, roll me a d4 and add your strength modifier to it.
Now, Steve, punch yourself in the face.
Make it real.
3?
You told me I'd never have to do this again.
So yeah, Chonky, he doesn't want to hit you as hard as he possibly can, but he does sock
But
you
he does
right
it anyway.
in the eye socket, and your eye swells up a little bit as you get punched for 3 damage.
Oh,
I'm going to shave his beard with my boar spear.
Okay. Chunk, are you gonna let them shave your beard?
no! Don't shake
Wait,
my
once
beard.
I see this man coming up with a spear, I'm gonna let Mr. Gunderson go. I don't need to be an accessory to nothing.
Now, Chonky, McClunky, I have to keep saying the last name, otherwise Tristan's gonna look at me every single time. Huh? Did you say Yoshi? Did you say Yoshi? You know that there's plenty of space in the secret compartment of the trust that you all could just get in it, but I guess you could just keep pummeling him so he doesn't look as recognizable.
Well, that the tie on the forehead is pretty convincing. But I know my brother Plonky. I know how he has the guards checking. The match is over. We need to get out of here.
Oh.
What say you join me in my secret compartment under the what is it? Truss.
Truss.
Thing.
Yeah, let's go with truss.
Trussell.
Truss.
Under the
Pretty
truss.
sure.
The
We need
truss.
to get out of here, guys. We need to go.
I dive in immediately.
Okay. So there's like a side compartment it's already flipped open for Chonky.
It's like a bus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
McClunky to crawl into. So Chunk, you can crawl in there too. Hank and Lauren, are you also
yeah.
going in there, or are you going up in the top part of the bus?
Nope. Going down the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be a bottom today.
Okay. Sure. So you all get in.
Not all
Is
of
it
them.
is it a little cramped?
It's a tight
I
fit.
don't need to go down there.
I didn't say. Yeah.
Well, you said all of you.
Well, the group.
I'm part of the group now.
I call Little Spoon.
So Chet, yeah, you can just get up on the normal level. They load up the bus, and it looks like they have boxes of goods already ready to go to make it look like they went on some sort of supply run. And they get everything loaded up. They close up that secret compartment. Now, for you guys in the bottom section, there are see-through sections where you can actually see out, but nothing can see in. So you can at least, have an idea of what's going on in case you need to, go out the other end of the secret compartment or something like that to escape.
Nice.
So the vehicle goes back, and you hear it pulling up to the checkpoint, and pretty standard Chonky McClunky. Chet, you're familiar with this. Chet, you're on the bus as the guards come on, and they have one of them's carrying around a picture, and they're checking each person, and they're just like, okay, they compare, look at the person, look at the picture, now move on to the next one, and they keep looking around, and they poke around in some of the boxes and whatnot to see that, yes, they are indeed supplies, and then eventually they get off the bus and they allow the truck to go through. Now, the small town of Mart, it's a lot of what used to be suburban-like area, but most of the trees and everything else has been cleared out, so it's pretty decimated looking. It's very empty.
You mean mined? It's been mined out.
Sure, it's been mined out. And so it rolls down the center main street, and this bus turns off to the side and goes over to what appears to be an old high school and sort of parks in there. And it seems like this is some sort of like community center for just a mass of people to live in. And
No
so
longer a prison for the mind.
Yes. No longer a prison for the mind. And yeah, so it pulls the bus into an old garage, and everybody gets out, and then they make sure that nobody's looking. They open up your secret compartment and let your group out.
Oh, thanks.
I mean, thinks it was like really trusting of you.
Well, you know, you guys seem like normal people, apart from this chunk guy. I was worried for his life and his sanity. Quite
It's
frankly.
true. I'm not a normal person. I'm better.
You're rich.
Your eye is
if you had
quite
just
swollen
punched
now.
through his face, that would have been fine too.
Yeah, your eye is very swollen right now. Like swollen almost shut.
You can't be rich if the U.S. currency doesn't even exist anymore.
Rich in spirit.
Rich in his mind.
Sure. And
So wait.
It's all peer to peer right now. Like,
Sure.
yeah.
As you all load off of the bus, or get out of the secret compartment, either way, you notice that there are other wanted posters up too. And they have they don't have they don't have like photos. They just have what appear to be drawings of someone who looks an awful lot like Hank, and somebody who looks an
why?
awful lot like Lauren.
They're just stick figures.
Stick figures with a very detailed
One
face.
is male, one is female.
Yes. And then a picture of Chunk Gunderson. And as you guys notice that's where we're going to take a break. And we're back. All right. So yeah.
I mean, you guys should take at least one of these off the wall as like a memento. It's it's not every day you get a warning poster with your own face on it.
Oh my
I've been
God, you're
wanted
right.
all my
when
life.
I'm famous, it's gonna be like a collectible.
It's true. Especially when you become a martyr. These things will be traded and sold on the undermarket. It's going to be great.
Oh no, I don't want that though.
People
I mean,
peep
you
currency.
don't have the power to know what people will be trading.
What the fuck?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I held that in for the people in the compartment.
It's-
You're welcome.
This is an old trust. It takes some time for the trust to settle.
Butt truss.
Truck
Yes.
bustles.
Yeah. So
Better not smell.
Chonky, you know that the group of people that live out there at the school, which is pretty much everybody that gambles at the underground fighting arena and whatnot, they're all pretty trustworthy because they're all kind of crapped on by the Duke. Most of their they're like bits and pieces of family units because, other ones have either been taken by the Duke to be used as guards or just killed for other various reasons. So the school area is sort of left to its own devices, but you do see that there are guards that sort of post up or move around, get around the school area, but they don't really go in too much to leave that area alone. So you guys are kind of isolated a bit.
Voice and head.
Yes.
I'm going to take some time here to take some of these wanted posters down and
Okay.
put them into my knapsack.
Okay.
How many are in this room?
So this is the garage, so I'm going to say there are 3.
I'm going to take all 3 of those.
Okay.
I mean, ma'am, you just made me realize that, these are going to be collectible and tradable at some point. So I appreciate your words, but I'm going to try to start my own currency now. Criminal coin. It's just
Why do you
trading.
always have to sell everything, Chet? The
I
world
don't
is
sell
more than-
nothing, Chonky. It's all about fair trade and goods for services.
Oh, capitalism. the root of
It's
all
better than
evil.
capitalism.
It's a
As-
blockchain.
Yeah, we're just chaining along. If capitalism was so great, Chonky, it still would be up and running right now, which it is not.
I mean,
Chickens for
you're-
healthcare.
You say we don't use money, which is pieces of paper with people's drawings on them, and now you're taking people's drawings on them and using them for trading things. I don't understand the system.
That's why you speak with your fists and I speak with my mind.
Okay. All right. Well, we need to get inside to the school. We can trust these people. They are the good people because unlike the Duke, who's a bad guy, wrestling term, bad guy, you'll learn it. We need to get inside and away from the guards because if they see you, Jet's gonna need to trade quite a bit more than some pieces of paper to save your lives.
Did we have okay, Chunk, you froze for a while.
Are we?
Sorry.
No, Chunk Gunderson. You froze for a bit.
Oh,
it's fine now.
Yeah,
You
you're good
look
now.
like you froze to me.
Yeah.
What? So we're going in, but someone's got to remind me why we're here. We were at the amusement park and we killed a bunch of people. That was great.
The Duke's here.
I hate that guy.
Well, the Duke has a donkey farm nearby,
don't say it.
and he has the rest of the cure. That's
Robert-
why you're here.
Robert Smith.
He hauls the rest of the cure.
And Chonky and Chet, you're familiar that with the school itself, they sort of turned the classrooms into little mini apartments. So each, unit gets its own room, and any of the people who don't fall into that, they just sort of all group sleep in little tents in the gymnasium or out on the football field or in the stands or wherever they can find a spot. There's a lot of people here.
Let's blend in.
Okay.
It's kind of hard with our picture. Like,
We're
it's
taking
like
it down.
everywhere.
I'm disguising
right.
myself.
Chet got all the pictures, didn't you, man?
Yeah, I'm gonna pick them up as I go.
Sure.
You kind of mess with my head saying that paper with people's faces on it don't cost nothing no more, but now I'm collecting faces.
Well, no.
Paper with faces on
Don't.
it.
Hey, that's FUD. That's FUD, man. Look, yours are individual pieces of unique paper. His are all copies.
That's true. But I have copies of these. Look, there's wanted posters everywhere.
Yeah, but those were all hand-drawn. And those are printed in sheets.
All right.
There's only probably like 150 of those. And there's thousands of those ones.
That's true. Okay, all right.
It's a simple supply and demand.
All right, Mr. Tusk, you kind of brought me back.
I understand economics.
Yeah, I can't. Here, take one of these. Here's a little Kermit coin for you.
Ah, thank you.
This is a golden dart. Be careful. It's the most poisonous of them all.
I'm going to hold on to that one.
Hold on to it. You might need to trade it or even put it on a spear and run it through someone.
Okay.
Or a donkey. I don't know.
Mr. Hank, I need to ask, why do you not like the donkey?
Oh, that's
When I was a child at my grandfather's farm, I was in the barn feeding the animals, and he came out to tell me a heartwarming story. But then the donkey kicked him in the head, killing him instantly. And to this day, I have the totally rational fear that the same thing will happen to me.
Oh my God.
Many such cases.
Or if they don't kill me outright, I'll be left half a man in my head, locked in my brain.
With only the donkeys to keep me company.
Hee-haw.
No, I hate that movie. It is not a wonderful life to be after you've been kicked by a donkey.
Fair enough.
Donkey, I'm in love.
Now, Chonky, I'll say that you have lots of, not you. I'm not, when I say Chonky, I'm not talking to you. Stop looking at me every time I
Frank
say it.
Allen for this.
Chonky, the character Chonky, you have plenty of extra cloaks that you keep in the bus compartment in case, something happens to yours. So you have enough for Hank, Chunk, and Lauren if need be, so they can, disguise themselves a little bit.
I also got this horse costume that I can fit myself and one other person in.
Sure.
I'm not going to be the ass. And
I am the one who kicks.
I am the one who prays.
Here, you guys, just in case Chet doesn't get all those posters, here's a cloak for each of you to hide. There's some good people here, but with the reward offered on those posters, good people turn to the dark side. Another wrestling term, the dark side. We need to hide you from, just in case the guards, they find you. Here, cloak up.
Oh, thank you.
Do any of the other cloaks have like those cute kitty ears? I haven't seen a cat that wasn't food in like since this started.
There are no cats. They feed them to the donkeys.
Oh, no.
Devilish creatures.
Chonky, you know what? You really hit the nail on the head. They don't really understand the type of donkey that the Duke raises here, but they are vicious murder animals, and they feed on the flesh of
They
cats.
all got the shakes.
Yeah, they
They got the meat shakes.
They'll take a sack of cats and just toss it in the donkey ring, and they'll rip them apart like piranha. It's terrible.
Shoot her.
Cats. It's got what donkeys crave.
Meat. So yeah. So
You will taste cat flesh.
you
Cat-fed donkey. Mm.
yeah. So and they are a little bulkier than normal donkeys, and they are very, very aggressive
Carnivorous.
towards anything that's alive.
The piranhas. They're land piranhas.
Yes. So they usually have to not have anybody near them. The raising and caretaking of the donkeys is a difficult.
Except for Chonky's brother.
Except for Chonky's brother, they respect Plonky. Plonky has a way with them, so that he can come and go, as he pleases and not get. He has the brain of a donkey, basically. So
He's become mean like the donkey.
He always gets the biggest cat and eats in front of them.
That's right.
To establish dominance.
Exactly. But yeah, so you guys are just at the school, and it's, people at this point, they're mostly depressed and mopey, but, it's sort of like everyday life. But a lot of their sort of little joys that they had, even with the apocalypse taking things out, have been removed by the Duke. The Duke lately, as of the last couple months or so, has really gone off the deep end. Before he was just kind of a dick, but he left everybody mostly alone, and then something happened and he snapped, and he has just been vicious towards everybody, like not even hiding it. Like if you piss off the Duke, he just straight up murders you or your family. Just something about trust, people taking things that he loves from him. So now, he's not going to let anybody do that again. So it's weird. It's a weird thing right now.
What?
And he never shuts up about pigs for some reason.
Never trust a pig.
He does talk about pigs and giraffes.
Giraffes, right? I heard him talk about his beloved giraffes.
Oh yeah, we don't.
You're not supposed to-
don't talk about the giraffes. He gets real pissed.
So wait.
But
Guys,
watch out. I mean, that's why, they can't walk on ice, which is good because we're in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
It's just hot. So hot.
So true.
Thank you, Toad Sage. I think we need a plan of action. These people obviously need a leader, whether it's Chonky or the charismatic tongue of Chunk,
Chet.
Chunk and Chunk, the dynamic duo.
Chunk.
They need
Man,
something.
I tried to rally the peoples. They don't respect me anymore. I'm kind of like the town joke, the guy who had it all, and then his brother just went F you and left. And I don't know. I need some help. I mean, we got to get past all those donkeys for one, and then the brother there. I haven't. Don't get me wrong. The Duke is a dick, and I want to like honk a stonk at him really bad, but. There's an army of donkeys, and I'm not sure I can face my brother, and I need some help.
Well, an army of donkeys is a lot easier to face than a navy or an air force of donkeys. So I like our chances.
Now, Plonky isn't posted up at the farm most of the time. He's there, a little bit every day, but for the most part, he's physically in the town of Mart. In the town hall, and he sort of oversees everything from there.
He's mayor?
Kinda, yeah.
And the pieces of the cure, they're probably at the farm.
Probably at the
house,
farm.
Farmhouse.
Yeah.
So
now this area was the Chonky and Chet know this. For most of the time, this is like the Duke's sort of summer home that he would just sneak off to. But right when he snapped and started just being real pissed about everything and being real secretive, he's been at that farmhouse most of the time.
Well, it's because he's secluded up there.
Yeah.
There ain't nothing up there except a fiery pit of donkeys.
Yeah. And he's like increased the amount of guards. They built more towers. It's just
He's got a lava moat. So I'm told.
I don't think that's true.
So I'm told.
It's propaganda.
He was shipping it in.
shipping in lava.
Shipping in lava in one of those.
So he's got a rock wall?
It's not a rock wall. It's like a brick chain, blockchain almost. But no, he's got a lava moat. I read that somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
They use cement trucks to get the lava in here. If you keep lava in constant motion, it don't cool down.
You sure you didn't imagine that with one of your
No,
Harley Quinn?
I read it. I read it on.
Is there a local paper?
There isn't. Where
Damn
I
it.
could have swore I read it somewhere.
Stop saying
I
no.
feel like
I'm
you
sorry.
read it off your arm hairs or something. Like
Well, I mean, they don't lie. They don't. They always keep me in check. I would say no, because you know how. But before the apocalypse, ink was the most expensive liquid on this planet, and now that it's done, I mean,
I thought it was horseshoe crab blood.
by the ounce, no. Actually,
No, it
you're
was
wrong.
Super Mole Vitality, actually.
All right, stop trying to press whatever weird products you got. Your e-commerce store ain't even up no
$600
more.
an ounce.
Oh, okay, that's a
I
pretty
hate that.
good price. But that,
That's
I mean,
real.
How many wanted
Well.
posters for an ounce?
The price is sign of reliability.
If it doesn't work, you can always snort it.
But you can't. There's no printing press still up and running. And even before that, the internet killed out most of the printed word.
Well, I was thinking maybe there's some kind of way we could muddy the waters with Chunk's ability to.
Oh, you're
Turn
talking
people
like
against each other.
you're like an underground zine.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Oh, I was just gonna say we should torture Chonky's brother until he gives us safe packages.
Yeah.
Safe passage into the farm.
It's a wonderful. How many toads do you think you would need to squeeze to get a truth serum?
Well,
out of it?
no.
Right
that-
into his eyes.
That's the thing. I mean, I don't got the toads here because once a toad goes into captivity, they lose their poisonous.
Their fins curl over.
It's true. It's true. You can read about it in the underground zine. So that's why all the poison I had to get, I had to harvest and bring back in these jars.
I want to publish zines.
I want to rage against the machines.
Okay.
I mean, his brother is strong, but
feels
Nobody wants to
fine.
pierce their tongue.
I don't need you to quote Harvey Danger at me to understand the dangerousness of that the mission that we're going on.
The first CD I ever bought.
Mine was Batman Forever soundtrack.
Mine was Americana.
Not a bad one.
Yeah.
At least it wasn't Creed by own prison.
It was probably a now that's what I call music. I don't know.
What's a CD?
It's a
It's like a physical digital media.
it's like a savings account that got a better percentage back.
It's
in the
like an
day.
iPod had a baby with a merry-go-round.
What's an iPod?
She's got you there.
It's
Nobody
like
knows.
vinyl, but smaller.
Oh, okay. All right, yeah.
I know how to speak.
Chonky,
to
you don't happen to like be a twin, right? Like Plunky's not your twin, right?
He is my biological brother, but we do look pretty. I mean, we got the same like cat like outfit. I'm in the orange and he's black. So
Does he still wear it, voice and head?
No one has
Right.
seen Plonky in it anyway, so no one knows if he still has it.
he might still wear it. I don't know. I mean,
If he wears it in private where nobody sees. So
okay.
in front of the mirror.
yeah,
Meow.
I'm still a vicious
Meow, meow,
animal.
meow.
Meow.
I am a mare.
He runs it up the flagpole to
He
see.
just he dresses up in the cat costume
Yeah.
and looks in front of the mirror.
Yeah.
People respect you. They fear your feline prowess.
You're meowsing.
You're not a wrestler anymore.
I mean, what if that's the thing? What if we somehow like convince Plunky to come back to the? What was your tag team name?
To the chunk side.
Our team name. We were just Chonky and Plonky. I mean, you know, it kind of works because it rhymes.
The
Chunk.
McClunky brothers.
What if we convince him to join forces back up with the McClunky brothers?
Plonky brothers, it is. Yeah, I think that could work, and then we can get past all the donkeys.
A lot of unkies in this episode, I noticed.
So, Chonky, you remember in the past that you tried to appeal to your brother's better nature, and he had his guards beat you to within an inch of your life. So, you are not even allowed in the building where he is anymore, or even like near it.
Well,
So,
how many guards beat his ass last
It's
time
like-
he was there?
it's like 15 guards.
That's a lot of guards.
Man,
Yeah.
Well, hold on. But what if this? Oh, but you guys.
how many guards are in the town?
You guys are wanted by the
Right
police.
now,
Yeah.
Chet and Chonky would know that right now in the town at any given time, there's an average of about 50 or so guards.
Huh.
When it's like shift change, now you're looking at hundreds of guards
Oh wow.
for
Because they come in from the out wilderness.
they overlap for a bit and then shift out and
so
whatnot. So
whatever we do, we got to wait till an hour into the shift. And then Chonky can go talk to his brother. 15 guards will go beat his ass. And there'll only be 35 left somewhere else. It's perfect.
I do not approve of this plan.
I mean, that's the thing about Chonky. He can take a real ass beating.
Yeah.
I've seen him do it multiple times. He just gets stomped, but he always get back up.
He got plonky stomped.
He gets stomped, but he gets up again. You're never gonna chonk him down.
Well, that's
I was
idea A.
thinking. I was thinking we would sneak into his room in the middle of the night and wrestle him in his bed just like mommies and daddies do, and reassociate him with the love of lucha.
I don't want to do that.
Tell me all your thoughts on Chunk.
But what if Chonky like turns us in, and then we frog poison people?
That's a good. You want to do a Chewbacca?
Oh.
Yeah, what's that?
A chunk baka.
You want to do a Chewbacca?
But
Okay.
he doesn't have. Well, I guess he could, but then we'd be in prison.
I mean, if we can get you into prison, certainly we can get you out of prison.
Well, okay. Let me look at this piece of paper. What does it say? Execute on site or?
It says execute on
It
sight.
says execute
I don't
on
think
sight.
I like that idea.
Well, think
Oh.
about this. You'll get one last cigarette. Oh, yeah. Okay. I mean,
Is there a sewer? Some sort of tunnel?
Ooh,
There are sewers, but
It is a town.
Chonky and Chet know that in the past, people tried to do smuggling through them. So a lot of them have been sort of sealed off. So you can get into certain sections, but then you're stuck.
I got a question, voice in hand.
Sure.
What's this town hall look like?
Sort of looks like
How many stories is it?
two
Two
with
stories?
a little
With a
clock
dome.
on the top, dome on the top. So two stories
And where's that old plunky office?
in town hall.
Yeah.
It's up on the second floor.
What's it look like around the town? Is it like a flat space? Is it a hilly?
He said there was a ridge.
So most of the town itself is very, very flat. Hence all the wind farms and things like that. Where the fight was posted is a few miles outside of town, and there's a few ridges, but it's not like mountainous or anything.
Well,
like
I know,
that.
but what I'm asking is the town in a valley?
No, it's flat.
So like 10, 20, okay. Never mind.
Just a single row of ridges and then back to flat.
I know. I was gonna see if we can use my hand glider to
Oh, that's a
drop
great
it.
idea.
Yeah, but
In the darkness.
if it's flat, it ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
What if we built a giant slingshot?
Unless, hold on.
Use wrestling ropes for the slingshot.
Exactly.
Well, not only slingshot. What we could do is we could use the wrestling ropes tied on the back of the truss, tied onto the glider, and we could use that as a giant kite,
Yeah.
and then we could just drop right in.
And just in the cover of darkness, hang glide onto the devilish donkey farm.
Well, no, we just gotta get Plunky first. We're not going to the farm yet. We got.
Okay. And
Yeah.
then we'll wear his skin so the donkeys don't attack us.
I think that might be the best bet, but also Chonky needs to get his ass beat before we leave.
Why?
It's part of the plan.
Why?
Stick to the plan.
Everybody in favor?
I.
Aye.
Aye.
I do
okay.
He said aye.
That's four.
5 out of 5.
4 out of 5.
Democracy works again.
And now that you've planned on Chonky's ass beating,
I'm still not really sure I understand why, though.
yeah, I don't know either, but we'll figure that out on the next episode because at that point we're going to call it. So thanks for tuning in. Check us out next time.
This episode of Botch was brought to you by nobody because I'm out of order. Here we go. Ready? You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Spotify, TikTok, and Twitch at Botch Podcast. This episode of Botch was brought to you by the Patreon producers. His Lord and Magistrate Big Jim, the Nuck Lord Chronic Skinner, God King Shanda Panda,
May her donkey farm ever be fruitful.
B-Mel, Gamers Galaxy, Disgruntled Furniture, Bread 2287er, and Gungni of the Dude. You want to support the show financially, you could do so in many places. BotchPodcast.com/store. Buy all the merch before I take it down and we replace it with new things. PayPal.com/BotchPodcast for a one-time donation. Or you can go over to FreedomValleyHorsepace.com, DickBlood.me, DickBlood.club.
Why haven't you written this down yet?
WookiesHavingSex.com. There's one more I'm missing. Cornhub.icu. Or simply over to patreon.com/botchpodcast and support where you can. $3 gets you into the Misfits Club. $5 gets you thousands of episodes, hours of episodes.
Thousands of
hours of episodes on the back catalog.
5 years.
We
of
somehow
monthly
have
Patreon
more
episodes.
Patreon episodes than regular episodes.
It's because we care more over there. No, we don't. Thank you. Oh, if you want to support us, but not financially because you can't, that's no problem. Head on over to iTunes and leave us a 5-star review. Or simply, if you're using Spotify, you can rate your podcast up there right then. And it helps the show grow.
Inflation is a bitch.
We salute you, Big Jim. You are this episode's
Lone
Survivor.
Thank you to Gozer for intro and outro music. More of them over at Gozer_music or tiny.cc/Gozer. They have a new EP in the works. They are in the studio as we talk.
Are they coming to Dragon Con?
Some of them are.
Hey.
Nice.
I won't say which ones, but some of them are. Thank you to Emily Swan for her album art. You can find her all over the internet at a swan named Emily. Thank you, Frank Allen, for joining us on this episode. Where can people find and harass you all over the internet?
Thanks for having me, guys. It's been great fun. I am part of the Toy Power podcast. You can find us at all the usual social places at Toy Power Podcast on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.com/Toy Power Podcast, or even just toypowerpodcast.com. I think I said that already. So, find us. We're on Patreon as well. Enjoy.
Now, Frank, I know this may not seem like the audience, but you also have a second podcast.
I do have a second podcast.
Talk about your second podcast real quick.
Anyone out there who enjoys the Australian television kids program Bluey, we do a Bluey podcast called the Hammerbarn Project. Same thing. Find us on all the usual social media places. Hammerbarn Project. That is me and two guys talking about a kids show as we can.
It's a wonderful kids show. It has more heart than most regular shows. So check that out, everyone, when you can. Thank you to Frank for coming out again.
Frank, can you say a dingo ate my baby for me?
Okay. And as always,
As you plan to face your worst fear, hang gliding into a den of carnivorous donkeys, whisper botched. And we'll hear you.
see you next week, nerds.
All right.
Everybody here in chat, stick around. We got a second episode for you. We're going to take a short break so Tristan can go pee and Frank can get some rum to put in that Pepsi. Frank, why don't you stop your recording because we're going to do a second recording. Just make sure you save that Frank episode 1. And at the end of the night, I'll give you an email address to send that over to.
What kind of rum?
And stopped. All right, cool.
All right. I'm going to put us on the break screen. We'll be right back.